Hello and welcome to another episode. My name is Manny and this is Grubanny, and today I'll be showing you how to make a really delicious alkaline vegan burro banana pottage. Let's go to Jamaica. Wagwan. Yeah. I know you felt that, right? Today we'll be using one of Dr. Sebi's favorite leafy greens. This is called CALLALOO. CALLALOO is a leafy green from the amaranth family, and it's widely cultivated and consumed in parts of the Caribbean and Africa. Where I live, CALLALOO is extremely difficult to find, but the good news is it comes with the seeds and it's easy to plant. These are the seeds, and all you need to do is properly dry them before you plant them in the right soil. They typically grow in the summer or in warm climates. Anyway, before prepping them, we need to wash them properly with some sea salt. I truly don't know the reason we soak it in salt before washing, but it's something I did growing up. Some people claim it helps to get rid of pesticides, and some people claim it helps to get rid of bacteria. The truth is, I don't know. Anyway, soak your CALLALOO in salt water for about 5 to 10 minutes. After 5 to 10 minutes, give it a thorough rinse and drain the water. You should be rinsing this in a colander, but I'm just too lazy to look for mine. Anyway, repeat the process a couple times and you should be good to go. Bear in mind that I'm still going to rinse this after plucking. The next step after rinsing is to look for the healthy leaves and pluck them one after the other. While plucking, be sure to inspect the leaves for bugs, debris, and any other foreign material you can find. It's a nutritional powerhouse, just like every major ingredient we use on this channel. After plucking the leaves, set them aside and let's talk about the stem. This right here is the stem, and believe it or not, it's edible. Some people even take it further and eat these flower heads that contain the seeds. As for me, I dry and plant them in the summer, but this is the part I eat. It's really tough and chewy, so what you have to do is, using a paring knife, peel off the fibrous layer. It's very easy. Using your knife, make a slight incision under the skin of the stem and pull backwards. We'll do it one more time, set it aside and continue plucking. Now you can give it one final rinse under running fresh water and continue prepping. We're going to start by cutting the stem into smaller pieces. I apologize for the band-aid. I have an issue with my fingernail. When you're done, set them aside and let's work on the leaves. So you can attack this from two angles. You could grab a handful and give them a rough chop, or you could stack up a few leaves, roll them up and do a chiffonade. Some people also pronounce it chiffonade, but either way you get the message. I'm cooking this for myself, so a chiffonade is unnecessary. I'm not trying to impress myself. That's weird. Anyway, set it aside for now. Our next major ingredient are some Burro Bananas. Burro Bananas are the recommended plantain replacements for alkaline vegans. Though they look yellow, these are unripe Burro Bananas, and since they have thick skins, I'm going to cut along the ridge of the skin. Just like a plantain, chop off the tail, turn it around and chop off the head. Next, make a slight incision and slice down along the ridge on the skin. Peel it open. It's unripe, so this will be difficult. Pay attention and be careful not to break it, but if you do, that's fine. Now we're going to cut it into whatever size or shape you want. I like mine large, so I'm going to cut it into 3 pieces. Remember, these are unripe, so they won't easily fall apart. These are actually really hard and they feel almost like Irish potatoes. If you have a really good imagination, there's a lot you can do with them. Set them aside for now and repeat the process. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, this is a really good time to hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you so much for your support. Now that we're all set here, we're going to prep the rest of our ingredients. Start by slicing our onion into halves, then into quarters, then set them aside. Next, we're going to slice the skin off of a red bell pepper. If you have smaller ones, you can use 2. You can either get rid of the seeds or you can plant them. This is a plum tomato, and it's the only other tomato recommended for alkaline vegans outside of cherry tomatoes. I like to remove the top because I don't like to see it in my food. Then all I'm going to do is slice down the middle and set it aside. This is optional, but I like to add a whole habanero pepper with the seeds for more heat. So I have a second habanero pepper, but I'm saving it for use at the end of the video. If you know me, you already know what's coming next: oyster mushrooms. Pluck the petals and set them aside. As usual, save the central stem for your vegan broth. So to save time, I'm not going to show this, but I prepped my oyster mushrooms the same way I prepped them in my nopales video. Click the link above to watch that recipe. We're going to add our habanero peppers, onions, tomatoes, bell peppers, and fresh ginger to a food processor. Don't process too much, you want it chunky, just like me. Set it aside and place a large pot on a stove set to medium-high heat. Add some annatto oil, whatever amount you're comfortable with. Let your oil heat up. Once your oil is hot enough, add your chunky blend. Be careful and watch out for oil splashes. Give it a good mix, then let it cook for 15 minutes on medium-high heat. Roughly cube some butternut squash and set them aside. If you want to know more about cubing a butternut squash, click on the link above. Alright, it's time to spice up this relationship. Add some sea salt, whatever amount you're comfortable with. Add 1 teaspoon of dried thyme. Add 1 teaspoon of coriander. Add a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper and 2 tablespoons of onion powder. This is a blend of porcini and white button mushroom powder, and I also included some pepper flakes as well. Add 1 tablespoon of mushroom powder. Give it a good mix, then add your butternut squash pieces. This is about 2 cups of butternut squash. Add and mix properly. Add 1 cup of alkaline vegan broth, cover, and let it cook for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we're going to add our burro banana pieces. Give it a good mix and you can adjust your salt if needed. Add 1 more cup of vegan broth. Over here, I have a bunch of fresh oregano, and this was very hard to find, so if you don't mind, I need to show off a little. Anyway, pluck and add a handful of fresh oregano leaves, then cover and cook for 15 to 20 minutes or until your burro bananas are soft. Once our burro bananas are soft, we're going to add our callaloo stem pieces and cook for about 5 minutes. Hang in there, people, we're almost done. Now we're going to add our callaloo leaves. Some people like them really green and some people like them well done. I'm indifferent. Remember the second habanero pepper I spoke about in the beginning? Well, what I like to do is add it to the top and let it steam along with the veggies. And before I let my veggies steam, I like to throw in a handful of fresh basil. Cover and cook for 2 to 5 minutes. This is optional, but once everything is done, add 2 tablespoons of coconut aminos. Give it a good mix and we're done here. Top it off with some of my roasted mushrooms and you should be in heaven. Add your second habanero pepper and garnish with some cilantro, and I will see you next week. Thanks for watching.